It's a different level from Georgia Southern to South Carolina. That's how it is. And we're going to be looking out for this guy. Big body, bigger upside. The South Carolina Gamecocks get an explosive defensive lineman to transfer in this year in Troy Pikes. I'm Nathan Johnston, here with my co-host Brad Hopkins. It's time to break the huddle. As I mentioned, big body, bigger explosion, bigger upside. This guy can do it all. Comes from Georgia Southern, but he brings a lot of upside to the South Carolina defense. And listen, this is a guy who, again, in the portal, had some pretty good offers.
Right.
What are the Gamecock fans getting in a guy like Troy Pikes?
Nate, I think the first thing that stands out to me is a little bit of a late addition to South Carolina. This is a guy that committed to Shane Beamer and that Gamecock staff in late April. So this was a guy going through the spring. Georgia Southern thought, he was getting ready to play for them. And of course, he transfers. It's the way modern college football is today. But you said it, a guy that I was reading a little bit about him, from some local Georgia Southern articles and everything. A guy that played in all 13 games last year, was actually redshirted his freshman year, but he played some. Didn't necessarily just wow you with the numbers, but slowly but surely he started to put some things together. You mentioned big body, not the biggest guy, but a guy that to me plays with a lot of power. I think has got an ability to shoot the gap with some speed. And Nate, we know this, it's the SEC. You got to be deep on the defensive line.
Yes,
that's the big thing that stands out to me. With Troy Pikes, he may not put up, double-digit tackles for loss. He may not put up double-digit QB pressures, but if he is able to be a quality sub for South Carolina, which I personally think in year one he's going to be more of a little bit more of a role player, that's valuable. Another thing too, glad you have this in the notes. 3 years of eligibility. We just got, just talked about, a guy transferring to Auburn that's got 2 years. When you're able to grab these guys out of the portal that have multiple years of eligibility, that's so valuable, I think. And so I like this get for South Carolina. Nate, something that stood out to me, South Carolina's defensive line was unbelievable last year. Dylan Stewart coming back again. He's the headliner, but he's got to have some guys on the interior to take some pressure away from him. And Troy Pikes is a good start. Like I said, I think going to be a guy that's a role player, but we never know what he's going to turn into in 26 and in the future. I like this pickup for Shane Beamer.
And he could easily transfer out next year.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Unfortunately, but fortunately. Yep. No, I think the first thing that sticks out to me, you mentioned it, you got to have depth at the defensive line position. When I think about that, I think about Shane Beamer's comment a few years ago when asked about the Georgia defense. He said, what, you got like a bunch of Goliaths out there at 6'8", 400 pounds, like created Madden players. And that's what he's done. He's gone out and bolstered that defensive line now with Troy Pikes. And NFL comparison for this guy is Trey Hendrickson from Bengals. And listen, if this guy can do anything near what Trey Hendrickson has done in the NFL, the sack king, the sack leader of the NFL, I think the Gamecocks are going to be in good shape on the defensive line. Now, question is the depth, right? Are they going to be able to rotate guys in and out like some of these bigger SEC schools do? Not sure.
Right.
But we're going to see. Nonetheless, they get a guy in Troy Pikes, 6'3", 290, explosive first step. He's going to be that defensive lineman that I believe South Carolina has been missing for a few years.
Absolutely. And you made a great point. One other thing that stands out to me about this guy, this guy already an impressive frame, and Georgia Southern's got a good program, but now he is stepping into an SEC strength and conditioning program, an SEC weight room. We may see a huge body transformation from that guy. That stands out to me, as well as getting his speed, getting his agility, getting his acceleration up. Could see a completely different player. That's good news for South Carolina.
Yeah, and to your point, the guy comes from Georgia Southern, so he's got a good work ethic.
Absolutely.
He's going to give his all every day at practice. And to your point as well, the nutrition, the weight room, it's a different level from Georgia Southern to South Carolina. That's how it is. And we're going to be looking out for this guy come this fall because, listen, when you're playing against these teams this year and you look at all the quarterbacks around the SEC, you need a guy like Troy Pikes to be on that defensive line.
Absolutely. And I think one other thing too, I mentioned Dylan Stewart a couple, a few moments ago. when you are able to get pressure from the interior where I'm imagining he's going to play,
Yeah.
that's a big deal, because now it says to your guards and center, hey, we got to give some attention. We can't necessarily double block an edge, and it puts Dylan Stewart one-on-one. And even if a guy like Troy Pikes is just getting that attention, maybe not necessarily, getting those pressures, that's valuable to a defense. I mean, that's truly why, you think about football as a team sport, but if he's able just to take some attention from the offensive line and give Dylan Stewart a chance to just get after it, that's huge.
It's going to be a big jump this year for the Gamecocks, and I'll be heading there week 8, Oklahoma at South Carolina. I'll be boots on the ground, interacting with the fans, looking forward to getting up there to Columbia, South Carolina, and seeing what their take is on this guy along with the whole team.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great year. If you're a Gamecocks fan, let us know down below what you think about your new defensive lineman and Troy Pikes. Is he the missing piece for your defense? Can he help you get to that next level and create some interior pressure in this SEC dominant offensive side of the ball? We'll see you next week. Be sure to subscribe down below, give this video a like, and turn on that bell notification so you can stay up to date when we post our latest content. It's time to break the huddle.